India and the European Union appear to be on the brink of a landmark free trade agreement, with signs of a major breakthrough emerging after European leaders attended India's Republic Day celebrations in New Delhi. According to a report from Reuters, sources familiar with the negotiations say that India has agreed to sharply reduce import tariffs on cars from the European Union, one of the most protected segments of its economy so far. Under the proposal, duties on certain European cars could be cut to 40% from levels as high as 110%, with further reductions planned over time. The initial tariff cut would apply to a limited number of imported cars priced above 15,000 euros, easing access to the Indian market for major European manufacturers such as Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Over the longer term, tariffs on these vehicles could fall further, potentially to as low as 10%. Sources say this is India's most significant opening yet of its massive automobile market, and a key concession as both sides move closer to finalizing a long pending free trade agreement. An announcement on the conclusion of negotiations is expected as early as Tuesday, after which the agreement will still need to be finalized and ratified. India's car market is currently the third largest in the world after the United States and China, but has remained heavily shielded from foreign competition. Imported cars currently face duties ranging between 70 and 110%, a policy that has drawn criticism from global auto executives over the years. Under the proposed deal, India may immediately lower duties on up to 2 lakh combustion engine cars annually. Electric vehicles, however, are expected to be excluded from these benefits for at least 5 years in order to protect domestic investments by Indian manufacturers in the emerging EV sector in the country. After that period, EVs are likely to see similar duty reductions. Lower tariffs would allow European automakers to sell imported vehicles at more competitive prices and test demand in India before committing to large-scale local manufacturing. At present, European brands hold less than 4% of India's annual car market, which is dominated by Japanese and Indian manufacturers. With vehicle sales expected to rise sharply by the end of the decade, the deal could unlock fresh investment from Europe. The momentum around the trade talks comes amid a high-profile diplomatic movement. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa attended India's 77th Republic Day celebrations in New Delhi as chief guests alongside Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Draupadi Murmu. Following the ceremony, von der Leyen underscored the European Union's view that a strong and successful India contributes to global stability, prosperity and security. Her remarks came just a day before the India-EU summit, where trade is expected to dominate discussions. European leaders have recently described the proposed agreement as historic, noting that it could create a combined market of nearly 2 billion people. For Europe, the deal offers early access to one of the world's fastest growing major economies. For India, it could help boost exports such as textiles and jewelry, which have come under pressure from higher US tariffs in recent months. The European Union is already India's largest trading partner in goods. Bilateral trade crossed $136 billion last year, making the EU a critical economic partner for India. With summit talks scheduled in New Delhi, both sides are signaling urgency after nearly 2 decades of negotiations. If concluded, the agreement would mark one of India's most consequential trade shifts in recent years, opening sensitive sectors at home while repositioning the country at the center of global trade realignments.